At some point, most of us have clicked on some juicy story headline on the internet and found ourselves looking at a frustrating slideshow filled with pop-ups in return. We may have fallen victim to clickbait, an advertising tactic that preys on your curiosity and can put your private data at risk. Joining us this morning from London, Ontario, is CTV's technology analyst, Carmi Levy. Good morning.
Good morning, Beverly.
So, you know, we've certainly seen these things, but describe for us how they kind of appear and where they appear.
Well, it's real simple. You're surfing the web, you're in your browser, and you see this headline. It's outrageous, it's hilarious, it's got hyperbolic language, the 4 things that you need to know what Justin Bieber did last night. You'll be amazed. And so, of course, you want to know what Justin Bieber did last night, so you click on the link and you follow it through. And then before you know it, it opens up and you're not going to get a list of what Justin Bieber did last night. You're going to get this slideshow, a million different pages that you have to click through. And of course, is it going to satisfy your curiosity? Probably not. But next time you see a headline like that, you don't want to be the one who's left out. You don't want to be the one at the water cooler who doesn't know what Justin Bieber was up to. So you're going to keep on clicking.
And in the process of doing that, you have to click through all of this, you know, the slideshow, as it were. So is there danger? Are there computer worms embedded in that?
There certainly are, and not all clickbait is nefarious, and so some of it is legitimate. In many cases, all it's doing is it's serving up ads. So every time you open up a new slide on that slideshow or a new page, it's opening up another ad, and that's what drives traffic, that's what drives revenue. This is really all they want you to do. They want you to visit their websites, they want you to stay there as long as possible, make as much money for them. But on the dark side, there are also those who take advantage of it, and what they'll do is they'll install malware on those websites. So as soon as we click on them, of course, that malware or that spyware or some other software we don't want gets installed on our computers. And that, of course, as we know, sets the stage for an identity theft attack, a financial attack. They'll go after our contact information, our usernames, our passwords, all the good stuff that we store on our devices. Now, because we've clicked on this link, they have access to.
And how, Carmi, would you know the difference between something you may be interested in and something that may have malware on? How do you know?
Well, you need to kind of keep your eyes open before you follow that link home. And so take a look at it. Sometimes they'll actually have the name of the website underneath the link. And if you recognize it, you know, for example, BuzzFeed or Upworthy, those are really big, well-known sources of clickbait, but they're for the most part harmless. These are legitimate websites. And so if it's from one of those, you can pretty much trust it. It'll be annoying, but you won't be infected. But if it's a website that you don't recognize, or if the link isn't there, hover your mouse over it and it'll pop up and show you who it is. In many cases, if you don't recognize it and you don't think it's a legitimate source, don't follow it through. And that really is a rule, whether it's clickbait or not, you should follow whenever you're online.
And, you know, these seem to be more and more commonplace, these, you know, the clickbait. Is there anything being done to kind of combat that?
There actually is. Facebook has launched an investigation into what clickbait looks like. They're trying to understand the signatures of clickbait. And what they want to do is they want to study how we interact with it. And so what they'll do is if you click on something and you spend a certain amount of time, if you spend longer amounts of time clicking from one page to another, they'll know that that's clickbait and they will de-emphasize it in your timeline going forward. Google is doing the same thing. They're trying to identify these sources of clickbait and they're trying to push them down in their rankings so that they don't show up at the top of a search when you look for them. And so the industry kind of recognizes, yes, we need the advertising revenue, but on the other hand, we can't be annoying our users and we also can't be exposing them to viruses and malware. So major companies like Facebook and Google are trying to do what they can. But at the end of the day, it's still up to us because there's one person who's making that decision whether to click, and that's you and that's me.
Yeah, it sure is. Forewarned, Carmi Levy. Thank you.
Thanks, Beverly.